Hello, I hope everyone is doing well today. Today we are going to talk about lavender essential oils. Just let me get everything set up here. Make sure you can all see me okay. All right, so first off, oh man, always technical difficulties getting used to doing this Facebook Live. This is only my third video, so bear with me. And I'm trying it in a new room, so I hope that the echo isn't too bad. So first off, just make sure everyone knows that this information is for educational purposes only. This does not take the place of medical advice from your doctor. This is just general training on how to use essential oils, what they're good for, and because they are from herbs and kind of fall under a similar category as supplements, we cannot say that they treat, prevent, or cure any disease. So just keep that in mind as we talk about different things here. And I do want to do a little bragging about my favorite supplement company who I get all of my herbs from, is Nature's Sunshine. If they have the product or the essential oil, I'm going to use theirs because they are so high quality. They were named one of Forbes magazine's most trusted companies. That's pretty impressive to me, as supplement companies are really sketchy. There's a lot of them out there that don't have what they say on the label even. Some of them might just have carrot powder, pea powder, or even wheat powder as a filler. And I've heard that some of those that have that wheat powder even say on the label that they're gluten-free. So I don't know why they're still in business. There should be mad lawsuits about that. But so being listed as one of the most trusted companies, pretty high honor there. And they have a very stringent quality standards. So their testing equipment is able to test for 1 drop of pesticides in the amount of volume that would fill 20 Olympic swimming pools. Yeah, just think about that for a minute. If you put 1 drop of anything in a swimming pool, and if it could be the darkest liquid out there or food coloring, and it's instantly dispersed and you can't tell a difference, well, their equipment could find it. They could also detect a pinch of salt in 10 tons of potato chips. So potato chips don't weigh very much. That's pretty amazing to me. So when we're talking about their products, you can be assured that they are pure, no contaminants. So I do have a disclaimer. I don't recommend essential oils for internal use. If you tell me that you use them internally, I'm gonna have a difficult time with that. There are a few times that I'll make an exception with that when I have used them internally, and I will mention that. But for the most part, you're going to hear me saying pretty consistently, please do not use essential oils internally. So Nature's Sunshine's oils are all labeled with a sure source guarantee. So this just means that they can trace back each batch of oils to the farm that they were grown on. So they know where they were grown. They have really great relationships with the farmers of all of their oils. So they know how they were grown, under what conditions. They also know that they were harvested under the proper conditions. And when and how they were harvested is more important than you would think. For instance, if you harvest for instance, peppermint on a cloudy day, it's actually not going to be as potent for you as if you did it in a day when the sun was out and shining. This holds true for a lot of herbs and plants. So you want a company that's got really good relationships with the farmers themselves. Because of Nature Sunshine's strict quality standards, their products are better than organic. So even if something isn't labeled that it's organic with Nature Sunshine, doesn't really matter to me because I know they went through the quality tests, and so much more better quality than just the organic label. They're also listed as authentic, so you're getting the plant without contamination or adulteration. They actually, one of the testing requirements for it is they kind of take the fingerprint of the plant and all of the different levels of phytochemicals and ingredients in there, and then they'll do the same thing with the finished oils, and those should match up perfectly between the raw product and the finished product. Now, some essential oil companies, they're only looking for, like that main one, like let's say this is one of the most active ingredients in the plant, and so some of these other levels could be off and lower than you would find, but we've got these main ones that we're looking for. Nature works as a whole better, so we want to make sure we have all components of the plant and that they're all there from start to finish. So, because even though we might think that they're kind of inactive, constituents, properties, ingredients of a plant, it's probably doing a lot more than we think that it is. So, what is an essential oil? So, an essential oil, it's the volatile oil of an aromatic plant. So, kind of when you think peppermint and you take the leaf between your fingers and that smell still stays on your hand afterwards. So that's because you got some of the oil there on your hands, and it's very aromatic. So that would have been, you got a little tiny bit of the peppermint essential oil on your plant from the raw form. So when we have these little bottles of essential oils, just note that they are about 50 to 100 times more potent than the actual plant. So when we're talking about just taking a drop or two at a time, that drop's doing a lot more than you think it is. They're also, once you apply them to the body, like nearly instantly, they're found in your bloodstream, they're circulating throughout. They've proven that you put them on the soles of your feet, and within just minutes they can detect the essential oil on your tongue. So you really don't have to take them internally. You're going to get the same benefits by applying them to your body. When you're storing essential oils, so they should come in a little brown amber bottle, and you're just going to keep this, make sure you keep it closed, because they're volatile oils, and so that means that they can evaporate pretty rapidly. So if you left the lid off for a day or two, you might find you had significantly less oil, and when you're paying for really good quality essential oils, I'd probably cry if I, came back and found like frankincense. I left the lid off and it was half gone. That stuff truly is worth its weight in gold. So keep them close, keep them away from sunlight, extremes of temperatures, and also keep them away from sensitive parts of your body. Like your eyes, your nose, your mouth, private parts. Just the skin there is, anywhere that you have really thin skin, it could be more prone to burning or just not feeling that great. If you get oil where you don't want your essential oil, just remember, oil dilutes oil. So that's when we talk about putting it in a carrier oil. So if you accidentally got some oregano on your arm. Oregano is a very hot oil and it will burn if not diluted. You would take either some soap or some other oil, whatever you have. It could just be olive oil from your kitchen, and put it on there to dilute that. So marketing hype. Don't fall for this. So that's where terms like grade, people will come into the store and they'll ask me for a medical grade or therapeutic grade or a certified, are these certified oils. There's no third party certifying oils. So these are all just marketing terms that they're using to get your attention and making sure that you ask for their specific oils. So talking about how long have people been using these? A lot longer than even I thought. They've been used for thousands of years for spiritual, medicinal, and emotional purposes. Oils help promote health, vitality, energy. They promote healthy detoxification. They help circulate the energy in our body. Circulation is big. So think about a pond, that has no inlet, no outlet, and it's just stagnant. It attracts mosquitoes. It gets covered in pond scum. They're usually dirty and smelly. That's the kind of situations that's happening in our bodies when things aren't circulating properly. So getting some oils there helps things move. A fast flowing stream is normally one that's very clean. You can see clear through to the bottom. So just think about getting that circulation going. Their essential oils are the vital energies of the plant. This is also the plant's immunity. They're all antiseptic, and we can combine them one another and enhance their properties. So just thinking about some good oil safety. If you're pregnant, there's very few oils, if any, that you should be using. Also, be really careful using them on children, especially under 2. You're going to want to dilute them much more than if you were using them on an adult. So just some easy ways that you can use any essential oil. If you want to have somebody massage them, who doesn't love a massage? So if you can find somebody to give you a massage, you can mix about 12 drops of oil to a half ounce of a carrier oil. The specific carrier oil that I use is very high quality. You could actually drink it if you wanted to, which if you're going to put something on your skin is very absorptive, and you want to make sure that whatever you're putting on your skin is good enough that you could eat. So taking a bath, you can take a couple cups of Epsom salt, or kosher salt is another really good one to use. I don't think enough people know about kosher salt. So just for a standard bath, about 10 drops mixed in with your salt, and then add it to the bathtub. Or you could add a tablespoon of a really good concentrated cleanser. Again, this concentrated cleanser that I use is another one I've heard of somebody actually drinking it. It was a cute little old man, and he didn't realize that he was supposed to be cleaning his house with it. And so he drank it and then called in and asked why he had the bubbles, and what he meant by the bubbles was it was giving him some toots. So this cleanser, you can clean your whole house and put it in a essential oil bath. Using oils in the shower, just a drop or 2 on a washcloth, then add your body wash on there and clean yourself. Inhalation therapy. So one of the quickest, easiest ways to use oils is just put a drop or 2 in the palm of your hand warm it up for just a couple seconds, and then take nice deep breaths. So we're getting them in through our lungs. They're going to be distributed throughout our whole body. You can also do like a bowl or a pan of hot water. Put your oils in there and then putting a towel over your head. Do some nice deep breathing. That's going to be especially helpful for some chest congestion. I have heard of mothers using that as their leave me alone, I'm relaxing time. So you could even do that with some lavender. If you're stressed, put some lavender in there, put a towel over your head and be like, you are not allowed to interrupt me while I'm doing my essential oil inhalation. A spritzer. So depending on how strong you would like the spritzer to be, anywhere from 15 to 45 drops of essential oil and about 2 ounces of water. So just get one of those glass amber spray bottles, fill it most of the way with water, count out your essential oil drops, shake it up. You can spray the room, spray your pillows, spray yourself. You probably want to keep it out of your eyes, of course. If you've got a roller bottle, depending upon the size of them, they make these little, you can get them in amber or cobalt blue. Just look that it has, you want the roller part of it to be metal. So that would be a good quality roller bottle. And anywhere from 20 to 80 drops in there, depending upon how hot the essential oils are, how big your roller bottle is. You can always err on the less side with essential oils. Less is often more, so you can stretch out your oils and they're still going to be potent enough to do what you need them to do. You could put them in an ointment or a salve. I know a really amazing salve that's nice. You could just mix it comes in a 1 ounce container. Just put about 20 drops of essential oil on top. Just take a little wooden, like a chopstick or something and mix it in there. They make diffusers for your home, for your car. You can get diffuser necklaces. So with that, you're just going to be smelling it all day long. Really nice cleansing for your air, cleansing for your emotions. And then topically, so most often when you're applying topically, you're going to mix it with a carrier oil. Just before starting this video, I did do 2 drops of lavender oil on the back of my neck, and I did it neat, which means I did not use a carrier oil. Lavender is a pretty safe oil. But so putting it on the soles of your feet, you can put it anywhere along your spine, your temples, keeping it back from your eyes, or the back of your neck. So if I'm at work, that's where I'm going to put it most likely, is the back of my neck. Unless I'm like using peppermint oil for a headache, I'll put it along my temples. If I'm at home applying them and don't have shoes on, then the soles of my feet are my favorite spot. The pores on the soles of your feet are the largest pores on your body, so the oils can be really well absorbed in there and then distributed by your body. So how shouldn't you use essential oils? Internally, please. They can damage your stomach, your esophagus, and putting them through your digestive tract, they can cause liver toxicity. As more and more people are learning about oils and experimenting with them, we're having more cases of damage from them. So you can apply them to your skin and they're going to do everything that you wanted them to do as if you were taking them internally. Also, I don't recommend using your oils undiluted. There are a couple that are very safe, but quality oils are expensive. So if you dilute them, they're going to go a lot further. You're going to enjoy that little tiny bottle that you bought. A good quality oil normally doesn't come in larger than a 1/2 ounce size. And that's about 255 drops for a little half-ounce oil. So make it last and mix it with a carrier oil. So now we're going to focus on lavender because that was today's topic. It's lavender essential oil. What would make a lavender really high quality? First, where it's grown is really important. So my favorite lavender essential oil is grown in the high regions of France. Now, I know there's some companies out there that farm theirs in Utah. The conditions, the soil quality, like the environment between Utah and the high regions of France, that's half a globe apart. They're not going to be comparable. So, yeah, I'm going to use the one that comes from France. We want it to be organic. So, of course, if you're using my favorite company, you don't have to worry about any toxicity there, any pesticides. And then the smell. So, true lavender actually smells a bit musty. It's not sweet. So if your lavender essential oil is sweet, it's probably not the best one to use. You want it to kind of be a little bit more musty smelling. So some benefits of lavender. What are we using it for? What do we want it to do for us? It helps promote healthy sleep. So calm, relaxation, sleep, these are all things that we associate with lavender. It's not that it makes you drowsy, so you can use it anytime during the day. It just helps us to relax. It helps balance our energy. So if we're way up here, we can take some lavender, bring us back down to a calm. Helps with overall well-being. Really beneficial for digestive comfort. Helps relax the nerves. Again, we're agitated, we're on edge. It can just bring that nice calm. And smelling oils makes you take nice deep breaths. I think that's a good added benefit for them. So promoting that peace and calm. If you have a lot of people at your house, diffusing some lavender can help make it not too crazy, keep the children a little bit calmer. It's also anti-microbial. So soldiers used to carry essential oils with them out on the battlefield, actually, for treating wounds. Lavender was the one that was commonly carried. So was tea tree oil. Lavender helps calm things like if you've got an asthma attack going on, uterine cramps, if you're PMSing, any other spasms. So if you think things that are tight and tense, that's a good time to bring lavender out to help relax it. Lavender they used to spread the flowers on the floor of hospitals. Not only did it help with the smell, but it was also providing some sanitizing action as well. So the workers didn't get as sick. I think some of our hospitals should utilize lavender flowers more, because I know a lot of nurses that recently got the flu. So it's good benefits for moisturizing the skin. So adding it to your favorite lotion, moisturizer, oil. Good for relieving the itch of insect bites. And there's an enzyme spray that I love that I mix it with that for, because the enzyme actually helps to neutralize the poison. Use the enzyme spray for bee stings, stinging nettles. So adding that lavender to it is going to help calm that itch while the enzyme spray is neutralizing the poison. And you can put lavender on, it's really good for burns or for small cuts. So that's one of the first things I would do. If I burned myself, I would get some lavender essential oil and put it on there, as long as it wasn't like a 3rd-degree burn. So one Chinese research report actually found that the body produces 3 of its most powerful antioxidants So when you think antioxidant, that's kind of synonymous with anti-aging. So, and those three were glutathione, catalase, and SOD. So the body produced those three within 22 hours of using lavender essential oil. So adding it, think anti-aging when you're using lavender essential oil. There also was a study done of college-aged women who had very difficult periods. The week before their period, they were given lavender essential oil. They took 2 drops in a teaspoon of a carrier oil, and they massaged that on their stomachs for about 15 minutes each day, and there was a significant reduction in menstrual pain. So keeping that around for that time of month, that can be really difficult for some women. During the Great Plague of London, so this is in the 17th century, lavender flowers were fastened around the necks and waists of those that were picking up the dead going through. So that's why those that were actually out collecting the bodies of those that had died from the plague normally didn't get sick, because they were using that to cover up the smell, but then it was also providing some antimicrobial action for them. So lavender can actually help normalize blood sugar produced by the liver. So about 15 minutes before eating, if you massage it over your liver, right side of your kind of your stomach area, what we call our stomach, can actually really help reduce your appetite. So I know, especially for most of us women, we're always trying to find a way to eat less. So try some lavender over your liver. Lavender is anti-inflammatory, anti-microbial, anti-fungal, has anti-depressant properties, and it's antiseptic. So here are some ways that I use lavender in my everyday life. I can mix it with a sunscreen. Hopefully you're using a natural sunscreen, but adding it to there, that's going to help with some healing and protective property from the sun, which we need to make sure that we're getting sun, but we want to make sure we're doing it in a safe way. So start slow and gradual, and some lavender on there is going to help with any burns. You can mix it with a moisturizer or aloe vera gel, or again with this enzyme spray after you've been in the sun. That's going to help with any neutralize a lot of the sun's damage. Again, the antioxidant properties of it is going to help with sun damage, and especially if you got a burn. Lavender is very healing for burns. So if I've gotten a sunburn, I actually keep a spray bottle of this enzyme spray with some lavender in my house all summer long. And so if I get burnt, I will spray the burn and then let it sit for a few minutes. And then once it starts to hurt again, I'll spray it again. So depending upon how bad the burn is, sometimes, I'm sitting there spraying myself every 5 minutes for an hour or two. I am one of the whitest people that you'll see, so I do burn fairly easily. So that really helps with the sunburns. And then generally the next day, the burn is not painful at all. And I'll keep spraying it with the enzymes and the lavender until it completely heals. And when I do this, I don't peel. So that says to me that my skin is healing itself naturally. It's not being fried off to the point that we damaged it beyond repair. And it doesn't peel. And I've actually, since I started using this, I'm able to tan now, which is really exciting for me, knowing I'm getting my vitamin D all summer long. I do sometimes add a little peppermint oil to that lavender and enzyme mix. So peppermint has a really cooling effect for burns, so that's just going to help take away some of that intensity of the heat. And then peppermint also mixes really well with lavender for anything respiratory or for a healthy allergen response. So, if you've got a cough, peppermint helps to break up the mucus and lavender helps to calm things down. You can diffuse lavender in your room to help sleep. Again, it's not that the lavender is making you drowsy. It's having a calming effect, calming your nerves, helping to relax you, get you ready for sleep. So if you have a diffuser, diffuse it in your room at night. You could, again, make a spritzer. We talked about those earlier. And you can spritz your room, spritz your face, close your eyes, you can spritz your face. You could spritz your pillow before sleep. You could also rub some lavender oil on the soles of your feet. So lots of ways to use it before you go to bed. And it's still flu season, which means a lot of people out there with fevers. So I would take a drop of lavender oil and a drop of lemon oil, and you take that and you put that on the bottom of the big toe. So especially the left foot, bottom of the big toe. That's actually one of the acupressure points for that talks to your pineal gland in your head. So that can help bring down a fever. It's good to know this time of year. So let's say we want to make a power bath. So with essential oils, a typical bath is only going to have about 10 drops in there. But if we really want to get some action going in the body, then we can use more. Just always be sure when adding oils to your bath water that you mix them with your salts or, that concentrated cleaner I talked about earlier. Just always pre-mix them first. Otherwise, if you just pour them directly in from the bottle, it sits across the top layer of the water. I actually burned the back of my legs pretty good without pre-mixing my oils before. So hopefully you can learn from my mistake and not do that. So for a power bath, anywhere from a quarter to a half a teaspoon of that essential oil. And you can mix that in with, again, we talked about the Epsom salts, or I would use kosher salts. Those really help create changes in the body on a cellular level. So get some action going there. So pre-mix your oil with your salt. Pour it into the bath. You want to make sure that the water is comfortably hot, opening up your pores, allowing the oils in. And then soak for about 20 minutes. So hopefully you can fill up your bathtub pretty full, and then you want to get in it all the way up to your neck and have your body submerged in there, and soak for about 20 minutes. And when you're doing an essential oil bath or any sort of cleansing bath where you've added some ingredients that are pulling toxins out of your body, the important thing to do is once the water gets cold, do not reheat it, because then we're reopening our pores and we're going to start reabsorbing some of that back in. So if you weren't done by the time that your water was cold, start with fresh, new water and just repeat the process. But 20-25 minutes, you should be good. This can also help in the evening if we really want to relax, need help relaxing that process of heating up our bodies, and then that cooling after of getting out really helps relax, get us ready for sleep. And then also anytime you're doing a cleansing bath, a power bath, be sure to drink lots of water. So we've stirred up toxins and we've mobilized them, so we need to help the body flush them out. We've also probably dehydrated ourselves. So just make sure to replenish that water. So just a few lists. This is a list of a few other things that you could use lavender essential oils to assist you with. Any skin issues. So lavender is one of the big ones. There's also a Chinese oil blend that I really like when somebody comes in and asks me about anything with the skin, whether it's a rash or acne, rosacea, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, all of those. I'm going to be like, okay, either this Chinese oil blend or lavender, and I generally recommend they mix it with the enzyme spray that we've been talking about. You can use it for alopecia, anxiety, asthma, bee stings, depression, flu symptoms. Again, just it's helping to calm things down. As an insect repellent for insomnia, hay fever, headaches, migraines, mood swings, nervous tension, nightmares, all of those. Just has a calming effect on the body, helping to relieve some of those symptoms. So a few cautions about lavender. It is one of the safest oils to use, and it is one of a very few that you don't have to dilute unless you're using it on really small children. But lavender can increase the effectiveness of prescription medications, especially when that medication is already an antidepressant or a sleep one, something that's already having a calming effect on your body. The two of them together could definitely be too much. So any over-the-counter sleep aids, sedatives, this could enhance the drowsiness effect of that. And also recommended to avoid using lavender 2 weeks prior to surgery or anesthesia. So, yeah, so that's lavender. I've already started working. The next oil that we're going to talk about will be peppermint. I'm going to take you through, we're initially going to start with 5 single oils and then 5 oil blends. These are specific because there's this kit you can get that has little 5 milliliter bottles of each of them. So we're going to work through all of the oils in that kit first, and then we'll keep going because there's a lot more oils out there than besides those 5 singles and 5 blends. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please just drop me a simple comment letting me know you watched it, you enjoyed it. Let me know if you learned something. And I'd love some ideas or feedback on what classes you would like to see more of. So we've got the essential oils. I do plan on teaching one of my next health classes is going to be on enzymes, what they do for us, why they're so important. So it's kind of the next step if you watch the hiatal hernia class. Enzymes are going to be the next important one after that. And then we're going to talk about protein as well. That's a big one to know how much protein we need, when we need it. So, yeah, that's all for today. Thanks everyone for watching.